We're wearing a hand knit sweater today. No, I should introduce myself first. Good morning. I think it's still morning. It is. It is 10:46 in the morning on today, Monday, January, I have to look again, 9th, 2023. Welcome to the corner. My name is Leigh. I am a full-time illustrator, part-time crafter here in Pittsburgh, PA. And this is a video podcast where I talk about crafting, mostly knitting, some crochet, some cross stitch, and some sewing every once in a while. It's kind of rare because I'm still really new to it, but there's a little bit nonetheless every once in a while. And today I'm wearing a hand knit. I decided to put on a hand knit for the podcast this morning. I don't get on days I podcast, I film, I normally don't leave the house. So I'm still in my pajamas normally. Because this is a really casual place. We hang out, we chat about stuff, and I don't dress up. So I am wearing a hand knit today to show off my Purpurea sweater that I finished late last year. This was my Christmas sweater for 2022. And it's got these beautiful all over cables. I guess I can stand up. Well, kneel up. I'm only dressed from the waist up. I'm still wearing bike shorts underneath, but it's got these all over cables, really beautiful. And it's got a really high slit on the side with this beautiful cable detail. And that's it. That's my Purpurea sweater. I love it so much. I don't have a ton of projects to talk to you about again today because I have been working on just a couple again. Same story as last week. I've been really putting a lot of work into just a couple of things and it feels really good, frankly. I do have a couple of teeny tiny acquisitions, literally teeny tiny. And anything else? I don't have any new cast-ons, no FOs yet. I think that's it. If you hear random popping sounds, like I keep hearing it, it is the TV downstairs. It is struggling to turn on and it is set on the fireplace channel. So every once in a while I just hear cracking of TV embers. All right, let's start with our knitting today. I'll do a little bit of chit-chatting at the end of the video to see what kind of videos y'all want to see coming up soon because it's a new year, which means it's almost time for a new stash tour. But I'm thinking of, I'll talk about it at the end of the episode. We'll talk about it. Knitting. The first project I'm going to show you has not had a lot of work done on it, but it has had something, so I will show it to you. And it is in my bag from Jenny of Mountain State Stitches. This is the Christmas bag. It's really dirty, so it's got like a dog hair all over it and dust and lint. And these are my December striped socks. I'm laughing because my November striped socks still haven't been touched. And I'm supposed to have started my January striped socks and I haven't done that either. So I need to think about this because I just have not been in a sock mood. I knit 51 pairs of socks last year. And it just feels like I'm gonna take a break. So we'll see if I ever catch up. If not, it's fine. You know, worst case scenario, I always participate in summer sock camp and I always try to get at least like 12 pairs of socks done. I could catch up then in July or August or whenever. I'm gonna try not to do that, but we'll see. We'll see. These are my December striped socks. And I did get a few stripes done on them. I have two going at the same time. They're in tandem. So, I mean, I'm getting kind of close. I'm halfway down each foot. These basically only get touched whenever I'm working at the computer and I'm like editing a video or something. Then these get a few rounds put in, which is fine. The yarn is Area 51 fibers in the color Ugly Christmas Sweater Speckled Donut. That's what the self-striping is. And then the contrast color is just Knit Pick Stroll in the color Strawberry. I'm getting like a fuzz nose because I'm wearing a fuzzy sweater. And that's how those are going. These are both being knit on size 0 needles. I have been really liking a size 0 lately over a size 1, which used to be my normal. Every once in a while I switch back and forth, but yeah, I've been really enjoying the fabric of a size 0 lately. I was finding that a size 1 was actually getting kind of loose. So that's where we are. And I am doing a 3x1 broken rib for the main body of the sock. I just did a 2x2 cuff. And that's those. All right. There are only 2 more projects to talk about. The next one is another pair of socks. These are in, oh my God. These are in my Black Pearl Magic bag, my pink one with the rainbow zip. Oh, dang. Haley of LeighKnits, she is having a project bag update in 7 minutes, and I almost forgot. I'm going to try to get it back. So if I stop suddenly, that's why. Yes. Okay, we're ready. Let's try to remember. 6 minutes now. But yes, in my Black Pearl Magic bag here, I have my solstice socks. These were started on the winter solstice, and they are the Cider House socks by Summer Lee. And they're this really beautiful cabled texture with a really fun striped cuff. And since you saw them last, I have finished the first sock. It looks kind of silly because it's not blocked or anything, but it's got this nice long striped cuff, this beautiful cabled sock, and for this one I did the toe in the stripe color and no contrast heel. And look how beautiful the tweedy main color is. Oh, it's so nice. I'm not even like a teal fan, but these colors all together really do it for me. This is a sock set from Dragon Horde Yarn, and it is the sock set called Fairy Yule Tree, and it is the main tweed color with the 2 contrast colors. They both came with it. My nails kind of match this one. And since I finished this one, I have also finished the cuff of the second one. Yay! You can see I switched up the colors for the second sock. I just thought it would be a lot of fun. So for this sock, I will have a gray toe. So they'll be completely swapped, mismatched, fun, cute. And this isn't attached to anything. I am ready to start the main color of the leg. And these will probably go, they'll be going. This pattern is really easily memorizable and is really intuitive and really deceptively simple. So these actually go by really quickly when I work on them. So that is the other whip I have to show you. And I am following those exactly to pattern, except for the heel. I did substitute the heel for a Fish Lips Kiss heel rather than a heel flap and gusset because that is my preferred heel. So there you go. That's that. Also, I did want to mention that when I substitute a Fish Lips Kiss heel in socks, in the pattern, I'll show you. In the pattern for the Fish Lips Kiss heel, they tell you to stop the pattern of the sock 1 inch before starting the heel to give you a heel flap kind of space, a blank space where your shoe would go. And I don't do that. I never do that. Like sometimes I'll stop it a little bit early, like 1/2 inch, but I never stop it a full inch early. I don't wear my socks in shoes except for like Crocs or Birkenstocks. So I don't wear these in like regular shoes, so I don't ever bother stopping the pattern early because most of my socks I kind of like house socks anyway. So there, I just wanted to tell you that. Rules are made to be broken. 2 minutes until the project bag update. And I only have one more whip to talk about. So I think I'm going to take a break here and I'm going to buy a bag and then I'm going to be back and talk about my last whip. All right, It is 11:02 and I have gotten my bag. I got the one I wanted. There was only one that I was really eyeballing, and if I missed it, then I wouldn't have bought anything. But it was really cute and I wanted it, so. Let's keep going, shall we? Let's have a look at my last whip. The last whip is my Twinkle sweater by Midori Hirose, which looks like this. It is a combination round and raglan yoke colorwork sweater with colorwork on the yoke, the hem, and the cuffs. And let me show you where I am on this. I am finished with the body. It looks little. I did try it on, but it's also not blocked yet. This is 100% superwash merino and will grow a bit once I wash it. So I'm done with the body. I'm so excited. It looks so good. It looks exactly like I imagined with the color work. Like I said, it's not blocked, but with the color work here, and then the color work at the bottom, a nice long ribbing at the bottom. It's not quite as long as the pattern said, but I was this close to finishing that ball of yarn I was on, and I didn't want to put a new ball in, so I just went ahead and cast off. It is probably, it's over 2 inches long. It's probably 2 1/4. It calls for 2 1/2, so I didn't stop that much earlier than it called for. So that's where I am. I get to start sleeves today. Very excited. Get to start one of the sleeves today, at least. See how fast those go. This sweater seems to be flying off my needles, but that is because it's basically all I've been working on. And it's DK weight. My vintage 83, also, side note, has not been touched because I got so close to finishing the body on this one that I stopped working on my vintage 83 while I finish this one up. So I might finish this whole sweater completely before picking up my vintage 83 again. But also my vintage 83 it's also kind of close to being done. So we'll see how that goes. Now the yarn for this, like I said, it's a 100% superwash merino. It is a DK weight. This is a yarn base that I don't really buy anymore, but I have a couple of sweater quantities in stash of this base. I actually still have 2 more in stash of this base that I bought before I stopped buying superwash yarn for garments. The only thing is, I just need to keep in mind while working on them that they are superwash, which is fine. Like that's the thing you can do. That's the thing you should do. If you buy superwash yarn for garments, you should keep in mind that it is going to grow and it's going to be heavy and all of those kinds of things. I ended up knitting the body length to a slightly cropped length. It is more classic than a true crop, but it hits on my high hip. So when wearing jeans, it will cover the top of my jeans, but doesn't go onto my butt or anything. So it doesn't cover any of my butt, which is a nice classic length for me. I have a really short torso also, so it's gonna be good, I think, especially once it's blocked. When I try it on, it's a little bit, it feels like it needs to relax, you know? So once it's blocked, I'm still contemplating blocking it before starting the sleeves, but then I have to wait for it to dry, so I probably won't do that. The yarn, I stopped halfway through telling you about the yarn. The dyer is Coast to Coast Yarn Co. Coast to Coast Yarn Co. In the classic DK, and the main color, the variegated, is Homespun Quilt. That's the only tag I have out. So this is Homespun Quilt. We'll get a nice juicy close-up of that color. It is so beautiful. You're also getting a close-up of my bad fingernail. I have one messed up fingernail. It won't grow long, but look how beautiful that is. And then the contrast colors are Pearl, that's P-U-R-L, which is this beautiful silvery gray, and then petal, like P-E-T-A-L, like a flower petal, which is this gorgeous, you can see my short rows, deep rosy pink color. So good. I'm so excited. I gotta pull out needles for my sleeves, because as much as I love magic loop, I hate magic loop for sleeves and garments because I only have Knit Picks needles for those and Knit Picks cables for those. Well, no, I have my new Knit Picks cables. I don't think I got any long enough for magic loop of a sleeve though. And that's all I have for knitting today. Wow. All right, acquisitions, I guess. We'll do those really quick. I did pick up a set from my local yarn shop because I was there of US size 4 DPNs, which are 3.5 millimeter. And these are the Luca brand. And I picked these up because I'm gonna need them for the cuffs of this. And I didn't have any, so there we go. There's that. I actually hope I have size 6 DPNs because that's what I need for most of the sleeve. And I don't know if I have those. We'll see. I also, on a whim, decided to pick up a couple of mini skeins from my local yarn shop because they were cute and I want them and I'm always tempted by them. But I have a little bowl over here of individual mini skeins that I figured I would use for contrast colors, but I haven't been using them for contrast colors, and they're all pretty variegated. Like most of them are hedgehog, which is, I don't buy like solid colors of the hedgehog. The colors are the draw. So they're all variegated and really beautiful. But I think if I accumulate a few more minis, I will be able to, well actually with just these 4 I could. Anyways, with just a few more minis, I could put together my own mini skein sets for like scrappy socks or something. So the 2 I picked up at the yarn shop are these, this time around. So cute. The colors are boa and hawk. So much fun. I love them. I'm just adding to my little mini skein stash over here, which I should not be doing, but here we are. And that's all I have for acquisitions. Like I said, I'm not doing a whole lot of shopping. I am trying to work through some of this mess this year. It's not a mess, it's a beautiful mess. My stash. I was trying to work through some of my stash this year. But I feel like I need to start getting to some finish lines here. I have a lot of things going and I haven't finished anything in over a week. Feels like a long time to me, so I really need to get some stuff finished. Let's chit chat about stash though, because I have been doing a little bit of organizing. I haven't done a whole lot yet, just a little bit here and there. Organizing some of my stash because I have used a couple of sweater quantities and some of my shelves were starting to get a little bit low. So I did a little bit of like shuffling around, and I'm working on trying to get all of my yarn organized so that I can do an updated stash tour for 2023. Like for example, this here, this cube used to be a sweater quantity shelf and it is now not. I have yarn that's being currently used in progress, like in a project. I have my Year of Striped Socks yarns here, and then this is a basket of my like contrast colors for heels and toes that was previously sitting on the floor. So I wanted to get some stuff up off the floor of the studio and I had a shelf free. I also have my extra Surrey back here from my vintage 83. It's stacked back here because I have a bowl for fluff and it's full. So it's not a very big bowl, obviously. It is a little bowl, but that fluff will not fit in this fluff bowl. So yeah, that's where we're at. Like I said, am still working on this. I also, up here, this cubby was my extras cubby. It's where I put my like half-used skeins of sock yarn and extras and that kind of stuff. Now, this was an absolute mess. It's still kind of a mess, but it was atrocious. I have now acquired new baskets, and I have a basket full of my half-finished skeins now. So I'm working on some reorganizing stuff. Not a lot of groundbreaking things are happening or anything, but I do want to do an updated stash tour for this year because I've done 2 before. The past 2 years I've done a stash tour. It's been a lot of fun for me. I love stash tours, and I want your opinion. Would you like to see one big stash tour where I walk through everything kind of briefly, or would you like to see me break it up into 2 parts where I do a sweater quantity stash tour? Well, I'd probably do a sock yarn stash tour, and then an everything else stash tour, which is basically sweater quantities and then just miscellaneous skeins, because I don't keep a lot for anything else. Like, all of my miscellaneous skeins are in this one cubby. Like, that's it. Yeah, I buy things with a purpose, and that's just who I am as a person. So everything else except for that one cubby is sweater quantity or sock yarn. So let me know what you think. Do you think I should break it up into 2 videos, or should I do just one really long, like, vague overview? That's what I normally do, is I do like just one big video where I'm just like, this shelf is sock yarn, this shelf is sock yarn, this shelf is sweater quantities. I have ideas. I want to use this one for this sweater, this sweater, this sweater. And it's just kind of like fast and vague. But I can definitely go into more detail, which would also cover like knitting plans. If you're interested in that, let me know down below. Besides that though, I gotta get to work. I have a list of things I need to do today, the first of which was filming this video, so yay, that's done. But I need to get some like tax stuff done for my business, and I have commission work to do. I have just stuff. I have a lot of stuff that I need to do. Oh, orders to package, just things to do. I love starting my day talking to you though. It's great. I might need to reheat my coffee. Hi, Editing Leigh here. I forgot to say thank you to everyone who commented on my last podcast. It seems that coffee is a hot topic. So thanks for your input on the whole coffee maker situation. On the last episode, I did decide to just go ahead and order a new glass for my French press. It was the cheapest and fastest option, so I did that. And I'm very happy with that decision. I think I may try to get like a single cup pour over, like a top of mug pour over thing at some point, just so that I can make like 1 cup at a time more quickly and easily. But, you know, well, that's like a for fun later thing. But for now, I have coffee again. All right, I'm gonna call it for the day. I'm going to go make my list of things I need to do, and then I'm gonna start doing them. Thank you. Oh, I didn't tell you. Oh, I didn't actually tell you anything about this sweater. It's my Purpurea sweater. It is a pattern by Teti Lutzak of Teti's Knit Garden. And I knit mine out of Fiber for the People, the color Indoor. And it is the 100% superwash merino, organic merino fingering base, held double with the Surrey base. All from Fiber for the People, all in the color Indoor. There is a project page for it on my Ravelry. My Ravelry is always linked below. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks so much for joining me today. Another quick one today, but that's fine. They're gonna start getting longer once I start actually finishing things, which should be very soon. I'm very excited about it. I also had a couple of days this past week where I did not knit at all because I was puzzling. I was gifted a puzzle like in my knit group, we were brought a bag of puzzles by one of the girls in knit group, and she's like, y'all take these, and we decided we were going to each take a couple and do them and then undo them and like trade them around. So we're just gonna like pass them around. But anyways, I did a puzzle. It was my first time doing a puzzle as an adult, and it was unhealthy for my body. It made me feel broken, but it was a lot of fun for my brain. And I spent I spent an entire evening and then the next morning doing this puzzle. Did not touch my knitting. But the morning that I finished the puzzle was also the day that Brad and I went to go see Hairspray, the Pittsburgh Broadway rendition of Hairspray at the Benedum Center downtown. And that was in the afternoon, so we left early to get down there because I don't want to drive downtown and pay for parking when we can just take the bus. So we took the bus down there, and we saw Hairspray, and then we got dinner afterwards. So it was basically 2 days of no knitting at all, and that's just not usual. So that's another reason I didn't get a whole lot done. Also, there's a really quick little update of what's been going on this past week. We saw Hairspray, and I did a puzzle. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. Thanks so much for joining me here today, and I will see y'all next time.